Welcome back again inside the CBS Arena, just on the outskirts of the host city St. John's here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Seventh game of the day. 3 to go.
George, you are a marathon man.
Nobody else foolish enough to do this, I don't think. Although Ashley Haley's doing it over at the Glacier today on our live stream. But yeah, I did 26 games in Mississauga last week. I'll do over 30 this week and then pack up and head to St. John next Saturday for the men's and women's A, the Masters and the New Legends
and her brothers,
category.
And her brothers down here in the penalty box, so a family affair for them for sure, George.
All right, we're underway. This is a game of the boys under 17. We've got Team BC to the left in the white with the blue trim, blue pants. And of course the familiar by now Newfoundland and Labrador uniform. This is the under 17 host team. Haven't seen either one of these teams yet today. So I have no idea what to expect from these teams. In goal for Newfoundland and Labrador, it's number 23, Reese Shepard. And for Team BC, Michael Conowal. I don't know how familiar you are, Andrew, with some of these Newfoundland and Labrador players. Well, you do a lot of work with minor hockey programs here in St. John's.
We're looking over at the two coaches. I've had James O'Brien and I've also had Kieran Burke, so I think that's aging me here, George.
Yeah,
but,
I was asking about the players, not the ones you were much older that you've coached. Hey, listen, I'm still teaching, and every now and again someone says, you taught Pop. Okay.
Pop Canning?
No, Pop, as in my grandfather.
Yeah. No, it's a good start here for BC. They've got a little bit of energy coming down, a little bit of pressure on Newfoundland and Labrador, but Newfoundland wins its face-off.
All right, ball down deep in BC territory. They come up with it, move it up along the boards. Well, sent back. Cavan tried up to Giroux. Captain straight up the floor in center, pushes it down deep. It's rubbed out along the boards by Cumby. Giroux again behind the goal. And taken away. McDonald got to it for the host. For the host team, didn't get it out. Comes back at the point. Cool with a shot, scores. That got through all that traffic. Zazula, number 7. Let's take a look at it here, Andrew.
We call this one a seeing eye single, George. Just wristing, getting it.
That's live. We'll get to it. Let's try it again. There it is, the replay now. Whoops, got it running backwards. What are we doing here? There we are. Now we're going forwards.
Ball just ended up going low to high here. Kind of bounced a little bit funny right down the middle. And we got the ball to the net from up top. Nice quick release and lots of traffic there for the white team.
So BC jump out to a 1-0 lead. A little late getting to the replay.
Newfoundland and Labrador with a great bounce back shift there after giving up the goal. Come down a 2-on-1 and a great stop there.
Win the faceoff. That shot kicked away by Conowal. Greg for BC. And Windsor watching him. Windsor comes away with the ball, gets it up the boards to Smith. The name I can handle. Today, he lost it. BC going back in their own end to retrieve it. And dig off. Baldwin tipped in. It's Windsor. Nowhere to go there. He'll back it up. Owen Blunden drops it back a little further to his defenseman. behind everybody. Harnham working his way off the boards. Nobody in front for Newfoundland and Labrador. They were changing. A little break there as the ball is played out. Yeah, good rush, but he had no support. Everybody else was gone to the bench.
Yeah, and you look at Ben Spurl's a player for Team Newfoundland and Labrador that's really come on with the East Coast blizzard of the under-18 Major League here. I think he's going to have a big season on the ice. And let's see if he has a big one here on the floor today in CDS.
Straight up the floor, racing onto it is Mackey. Mackey gets to it first. Back pass. Nice one over to Cooper. And Shepard comes up with the save for Newfoundland and Labrador.
And as you hear, the old adage goes, as a defensive play between the dots. And right here, Nolan McDonald's got to get inside the dots there to prevent that through pass right there for the breakaway.
Morgan couldn't get it out, had it taken away. BC player goes down, gets back up again, up against the boards. Whirling dervish down there. Spin top, water bug. Always what you want. McGinnis. Down low. Abdullah Khan, he lost it. Back come the host team. That pass offside. If they touch it, they don't. Back comes Mackey. Mackey breaking in again. Almost got through a second time. That time the defense did a better job of closing. Harnham, his shot on goal. Conowalk has that and will hold it.
Conowall's done a good job in this game so far, George, of holding on to the rebounds. That's a couple there that have just stuck to him so far in this first period.
A timeout. Early one taken.
Looks like the coach wants he wants a little bit more pressure and maybe better ball support, or he really wants his team to play with a lot of energy here. And you can just tell he's very passionate right now and getting on his team a little bit. I thought they had a fairly good start and they're up one, but
well, he's giving it to them over there at the BC bench.
Yep, he wants a little bit more out of his charges here in this first period.
Thought we may have had part of the goaltender's name cut off. Conowalchuk. Double check it on the digital copy.
That's going to have to be a quarter in the jar, George.
I may have cut it back to 5 cents. Stick goes flying in the air. That belonged to Hart of BC. Love it. Runs it down, plays it to the side of the goal. Played away by Shepard in goal for the host team. Down the floor it goes. It'll be a foreign call against Newfoundland and Labrador.
Couple of familiar faces over there with the Tri-Pen Osprey of the Newfoundland Labrador under 18 Major League. You've got Russell Monk playing the right side with Jackson Barrett in the middle. They're definitely familiar with each other from their days playing with the Tri-Pen Osprey this season.
It's the league I've been calling games for the last 4 years. The Central Impact coming out of Grand Falls, Windsor. I'm certainly familiar with all the AAA under 18 players gone through Newfoundland and Labrador the last number of years. Scrambling along the boards. McGinnis batted it out of the air. Touch first by Newfoundland and Labrador, so play continues. No penalty as the BC player was knocked down. It's cleared in. Zazula, the goal scorer, back to get it. Missed everybody. Going back to get it, Ben Windsor. A hand pass. It's the one goal in this game, 9:02 left to go, first period.
BC seem to have a strategy, and that's to work the ball low to high up top to the points and get balls to the net from the point. And they've done a fairly good job of competing on the boards, as we discussed in that last game of winning battles. They've been pretty competitive along the boards to get some pucks, or get some balls, I should say, up top.
That's
There's
a quarter. That's
corner.
A quarter for you, nickel for me.
That's okay. There we go.
I make a lot more mistakes, so I can't afford a quarter.
The stock market's down today, George, so might have to be back to nickels.
I'm telling the story about my cat last week. I started GoFundMe, I think. Doing the setup, I'll tell the story again. Doing the setup in Mississauga last Tuesday. I got a call from my son back home in Grand Falls, Windsor, saying the cat's acting really strange, making funny noises and not breathing right. So get her to the vet. You get a call from the vet doing the setup in Mississauga in the state, and the vet says, "We've got a very sick cat. This does not look good." So we go, "Oh my goodness, we'll lose our cat while we're away." Well, we get another call back, and the vet says, "Well, all her vital signs are looking good." It's a diabetic cat, by the way. We discovered that a few months ago, just on top of that. All her vital signs look good, but she's not responding, so we think it may be neurological, which would be the end of your cat. So you need to make a decision. So I said, "Give us 5 minutes." My wife, of course, a lot of tears shed, and said, "Okay, I'm going to have to call the vet." Call the vet back, and she said, "Before you say anything, your cat woke up. She's doing good." So we got home the other day, and our cat was there. But now the sugars are back up on her diabetes. She got into a diabetic low, hypoglycemic. Now they're back up. Now they want us to buy diabetic food, which I don't know what it costs. I'm told it's very expensive. So that's why I can only afford nickels. That's my long story about why I can't afford to throw a quarter in the mistake jar.
And it's funny how it works though with animals. You know, when you go on vacation, you worry about them so much. They're a part of the family just as much as a son, daughter, or a husband or wife.
Yep, I see her for one day before I hit the road again. All right, wraparound attempt stopped by Shepard. Couldn't corral the rebound. It goes to the boards. Still controlled by BC. Into the slot area. Can he turn? No, he can't. Good defending. Didn't allow the player to turn and get the shot. Lovett has it at the point. Throws it back in front. BC right now, good shift for them. They've got the host team pinned in their own end. Back to Levesque. That was blocked up high by Blunden. It goes into the corner. That hit somebody at the host bench, so we get a face-off back in the host end. 7 minutes exactly left to go in the first period. Just the one goal left by BC. They lead it 1-0.
Blunden is definitely a favorite on the bench for that Newfoundland and Labrador team. His dad was the same way. Second generation ball hockey player is Owen Blunden.
Face-off won by the host team, but they can't get it out on the first try, don't get it out on the second. Kept in by BC. Douglas shot. Kicked away by Shepard, comes back to the point. Hard will hold it in. Douglas again, takes it behind the goal. All the way around, stops up in the corner. Hart. Mackey has been running miles in this game. To Oakland. They had a stick tied up as they tried to get the shot away. McGinnis still pinned in their own end. It's the host team. Douglas, a replay of the last one. Takes it to the corner. This time throws it up a little higher. Giroux's shot stopped by Shepard. They'll get a chance to get it down the floor. McGinnis gets back first, quickly reverses it. Quick pass out at center. Brankovic shot off the end boards. Russell Monk, the captain of this team, get it down very far, couldn't maintain possession, taken away by BC. Tyler Cavan. Get that up high enough, knocked down at the blue line. Cullen knocks it down, plays it down into the corner. Brendan Ryan tried to get it back to his point man, and nice move there by Brankovic to get himself free. Brankovic goes down. Newfoundland Labrador player got the stick in between the feet. Penalty coming up to the host team. Tripping.
Great recovery speed there by Newfoundland and Labrador by Sam Bugden. But the thing with that situation is you just have to put hands on that player. You just give him a little shove and let your partner come over and help. He lets it walk around him, just kind of fishes for the ball a little bit, and then that player gets by them on Team BC and creates a power play for his team. You just got to stand him up there, is what we would call that.
4:47 to go, 2-minute power play for BC, already leading by a goal. That one's going to get out, down the floor. Zazula back together. Turning, shooting it was Brankovic. Shepard's got it at the side of the goal.
Brankovic with two nice looks there in as the bumper on this 1-3-1 power play. He's got some nifty hands, and you can tell that he's a really highly skilled player. I think Kieran Burke and company over on that Newfoundland bench are going to have to be aware of him for the rest of this game.
Pointed out a minute ago that Michael Cumbie was listed at 72. He's actually 68. Go ahead and speak. I'm pointing at my sheet.
It's actually Elliot. it's actually Elliot Wright is on our sheet is 70, but he is 68. White helmet, Holy Heart Highlanders, Newfoundland Growlers,
okay,
Pinnacle
so
Growlers.
that should be up on the next line.
Yep, that's
correct.
That's just me reaching over and writing down the wrong things.
Okay.
That might cost me 2 nickels.
Saved by Shepard. Then they score on the rebound.
And there's Brankovic, George. He was due. He's had a couple of good looks on this shift.
He's had a good couple of shifts. Okay, let's have a look. And again, we get the team going. Oh, I know what's going on. There it is. I'm just opening up the wrong screen that we're seeing. Folks at home are seeing the right one. My bad. Another nickel. I'll tell you, this is expensive one.
Just a Newfoundland and Labrador a little bit late to collapse down to help out down low, and Brankovic's a guy that you're going to have to take away in this game if Newfoundland and Labrador want to have some success.
Day got over the top of the goal. Windsor. Piasesny plays it behind the goal. Windsor. Sanders got it again and comes back to this side. One more time to Fagan. He gave it away. It goes off a stick. Thought that hit the mesh. Saying it hit the glass, stayed in. Big time save by Shepard. Came that close to making it 3-0. Quick little reverse to Greg. Doesn't get it out. Good battle along the boards here. Backhanded in by Morgan of the host team. Brendan Ryan kind of snuck up behind Piacini and almost stole it. Didn't see him coming. Foot pass again, a little low, picked off at the blue line. Shot in, comes off the end boards. Connor Walchuk read that well. The goalies have got to be so alert when the ball comes off the end boards. It comes out so much faster in ball hockey than the puck does in hockey. Saw one earlier today where a shot went over the top of the goal, hit the goaltender in the back, and went in the net. That one goes off a stick up high.
George, that was good from 30 yards out, field goal. We're taking the 3 points right there on that one.
Hernum gets it down deep in BC territory, tries to get in on the forecheck. BC move it out very quickly, but it's knocked down at the blue line and kept in by the host team. Squirts into the middle of the floor. Mackey backhanding it towards the center red line. Good job by Bugden to hold it in, Sam Bugden. And Morgan will go back to get it. Tom keeping an eye on him. Onside, Hart with a shot blocker save made by Shepard. Cooper's on it. McGinnis just chipped it off the boards. Go down into the host team's end. Quickly across to Morgan, then up to Shea. Goes right down to the goaltender, Connor Walchuk. And time runs out in the first period. 2-0 BC, leading the Newfoundland and Labrador host team in this boys under 17 competition. We get a 2-minute break. Let's take advantage of it. We'll hear from Napper, and then we'll be back with period number 2. Shots on goal after the first period, 8-6 favoring BC. So that tells us very much. What tells us something is the score is 2-0 for BC. That's a meaningful stat. Off the boards into the middle and up the floor they come. Mackey. Cumby. Picked off by Douglas. Douglas will keep it in for BC. Tried to feed it in front. That was cleared away by McDonald of the host team. It's onside. Smith comes into the near corner up along the boards. Douglas gets it ahead to Oakland. He'll backhand it down deep and go to the bench. Shepard leaves it for McDonald. Up at the blue line. Battle for it there. Won by Lovett. Looking for Brankovic. Shepard gets the stick on it. Just redirects it to the corner. Back to Brankovic. Quickly moves it out in front. Didn't waste any time there to center the ball. Just nobody there. Zazula. Charu. Drop it back to Zazula, the goal scorer, the first goal scorer for BC. Charu, the captain, off the stick down into the corner. BC maintained possession. Charu in front for Brankovic. Couldn't get the ball to settle. That was a nice play. Lovett busting his way back in. Lost his balance momentarily. Zazula calmly over to Cavan. Cavan with room. Shot. Scores!
George, this goal starts right here in the neutral zone. A quick pass up by Zazula and allows the entry, and everything happens off of that. Great ball movement. Just a beautiful pass here by Zazula. Beautiful pass. And good traffic in front there by Team BC. I don't think Shepard saw first and last, George.
No, he didn't flinch till after it was past him. But yeah, Zazula here at the left point got that ball and without any hesitation went right over to Cavan. Didn't hold it at all to give the defense a chance to set. Just knew right where Cavan was going to be.
Ball movement is the name of the game, and a nice entry and a nice pass on that goal.
Tough to beat anybody one-on-one in ball hockey, so passing is a premium. Knocked down out of the air, but unable to get a backhand on goal was Tate Cullen. Comes off the inboard. Shepard catches it, drops it for Chris Fagan. Chesney in there forechecking all over Fagan. They both go down. A flooring call against Newfoundland and Labrador. We were talking last game when they started the game and the clock was still saying 0, wondering if I'd ever seen it before. Tell you what I haven't seen before that I saw earlier today. There was a delayed penalty. The goalie came running out to get to the bench and his pad fell off. It was lying inside the blue line. He went to the bench, one pad on, bare leg on the other one, and the pad stayed on the floor for about 30 seconds. That I've never seen before.
I think we call that a yard sale, George.
Yeah. Yeah, he stopped and sort of, should I pick it up? And I just kept going, ran onto the bench, and the goalie pad just sat there. A lot of games. I've never seen that one before.
As the old saying goes, you see something new every day.
Do enough games, you'll see everything. That goes into the stands.
Newfoundland and Labrador play a very traditional ice hockey game where they bring everybody down below the blue line when they play defense. Might want to see him stretch outside the zone and open up this BC team so they can relieve their D of some pressure, so their D can just have a few hard rims and get the ball out.
Love it to Khan. Player lost his balance as he turned over there. Cooper, I believe it was. Khan coming in to help out. That got past Nolan McDonald at the point. Shot in by Cumbie. Shot, a save made by Wallenchuk. Scramble to the side of the goal, still down there. Pretty good chance there for Newfoundland and Labrador. Wallenchuk hasn't been tested a whole lot. Walchuk, boy, why am I having so much trouble?
You're going to have to think of the old Steve Walchuk from the Washington
know.
Capitals back in the 90s.
Yeah, sorry, my friend. Boland back at the point. London, hard shot, went wide. Picked up on the here on the near side by Cavan. Cavan with the third goal for BC. Shoots it in behind the host goal. Then Windsor will stop up there. Windsor off the glass, kept in by Cavan. Kind of mishandled it a little bit, but got it in to Oakland. Into Douglas. A couple of players at the side of the goal. Mackey. Douglas with a shot. That was blocked. Good job there by Windsor to get in the way of that shot. There is Windsor. To Smith. And ahead of the play was Grayson Purdy.
That's where you open up the floor, George, and they go D to D, and then they move it right up to the blue line, and it just spreads out the D, and it makes it easier on your defensemen when they don't have an option or they're being pressured. They can just lay it up and create a battle on the wall at the other team's blue line. Smart play.
Rankovic at center. Oh, nice pass right past two Newfoundland and Labrador players. In front for Giroux.
You just see Brankovic, he pops open there, kind of like an Alexander Ovechkin there, pops open in his OV spot. That pass got through. That might have been in the back of the net.
Yeah, I figured what the O was. I saw number 19 standing there. Just kind of left alone. So found that soft spot by backing up a little bit. They couldn't get him the ball. Giroux will bring it in. Right into the middle. Pass off the stick of the defender. Good job there by Morgan to break up that pass. Giroux. Back to Zazula. Giroux. Brankovic. Day Day is on it, backhand, well wide. Didn't get a lot on that. Giroux's at the side of the goal. Shepard's got it and holds on. And we get a little bit of shoving, not much down there.
This line, George, has been very pesky for Team BC. This Brankovic-Giroux line has been all over the court so far in this game.
Just past the halfway mark in this one. 7:22 left to go in the second period. Still 3-0. Team BC. Trying to bust in was Elliott Wright. Almost split the defense. Baldwin was off his stick, knocked down by Windsor. Jump ball. Won by BC, but it's a hand pass.
I like BC's mix so far, George. They can throw three lines at you. They've got the Mackey line that plays with a lot of energy. They got that Giroux line that's very offensively talented. And then the Lovett line is giving you some good minutes too. So a good mix there for Team BC so far in this hockey game up front.
Turn and go by Cooper. He gets cut off. Ball cleared out to center. Spurl got it to the blue line, then he get it back. Here's Spurl. Spurl with a shot. Saved by Konowalchuk. And Mackey will bring it back for BC. Cooper was out in front. Kahn is right in front of the goal. They get it to Kahn. One whack at it, stopped by Shepard. And the shot goes wide. Shea on it. Get it. Just maybe have touched somebody over the BC bench. The reason for the whistle. Faceoff will come back down into the host end of the four. 6:05 to go in the second.
That was Newfoundland's best look, George. A nice pass off the wall by Elliott right into Spurl. And Spurl with a potential rebound opportunity there too. So hopefully that lights a fire underneath this Newfoundland and Labrador team going into the second half of this period.
Cleared to the corner. It's Douglas, and therefore BC. Cumby gets to it, but the ball goes out of play. Faceoff will stay right there.
Could be a souvenir there for some young fan.
Now they throw it back.
It's like Wrigley Field.
Absolutely,
you know, they catch
yeah.
the home run. Nope, not keeping that one. Road team.
They always throw back the opposition's home runs. Again, it will go out of play off the stick of Ryan.
You see that the other Newfoundland team in this division is over supporting the host team here. That's nice to see. Some moral support over there in section 106.
Zazula off the foot of Giroux and into the goaltender. Yep, right across the way there. We see the distance. That's the U17 selects team. Ryan Down into the corner. Picked up back there by Barrett. But BC once again come up the floor. Running hard is Giroux. Poke checked. Ryan flips it down the floor. Host team will change. They'll allow Baldwin to make the quick pass up. Brankovic. Brankovic right in front, scores. Oh, what a play by Brankovic. A great power forward.
It all starts on a opportunity where Newfoundland didn't get the ball deep. They only got it just inside of BC's blue line, and BC zipped that ball up to the weak side, and Brankovic did the rest. Nice goal there by Team BC. What a nice move there. A nice finish by Day. Not much Shepard could do on that one.
Instead of making the pass on his forehand, which could have got intercepted, held it a little bit, went to the backhand, created a lane, and set up his teammate perfectly.
He reminds me a lot of a young Teddy Purcell back in the early 2000s. He's very similar build, tall and slender build, and glides across the floor very effortlessly with a lot of skill.
Running onto it, Monk. Monk in behind the goal. Russell Monk. Back to Hernam. Hernam back at the point as the host team try and get something going here. Haven't had a whole lot of offense. That shot got through. Connor Walchuk made the save. It's knocked down and out they come. Greg. He's cut off. Good play by Bugden. Bugden left it in the corner. Boland. Ahead to Monk. And BC calmly will take control. Zazula to Khan. Tried to give it back to Zazula. Khan gets to the front of the goal, has a couple of whacks at it, goes down. BC wanted a penalty called. Mackey. Back at the point, Zazula. A little bit of trouble with it, but stays with it. That's right on goal from well out. Went through a lot of players. Shepard somehow saw it, made the save. London down the floor. I don't think this is going to be enough for flooring. They're going to get to it. They do. Long lob pass. And to Cooper. He'll run under it. Good job defensively to stay with Cooper.
What a beautiful pass by Zazula. You can't place that over into that space any better than he did under pressure.
Made the football reference earlier with the field goal. That was a great long pass, just over the top of the defense, drop it down in front of the receiver, let him run under it, go get it. Penalty coming up now to Newfoundland and Labrador. It's like holding.
George, I'm really impressed with Zazula on D for BC. He gets a lot of balls to the net. And as a forward, if you know that your D is just going to be able to get it there, you can get a lot of sticks on those and tips and rebounds. Versus the guy that winds up with a big blast but never hits the net. He's hit the net all the time tonight. And reminds me a lot of Luke Gallant back in the ice hockey days with the Grand Falls Cataracts. A guy that seemed to hit the net with every shot. He was something. Hey, remember Luke?
Certainly remember Luke, one of the import players for Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts back a few years ago in Newfoundland senior hockey. Terrific player, terrific person.
Just a treat to play with, George.
A timeout on the floor. 2:05 left to go in the second. Up next, we'll get to see the Newfoundland and Labrador under 17 selects as they've vacated their area or their seats over in Section 106 to get ready for their game coming up next. They will take on the United Warriors from Manitoba.
Manitoba have put some good teams into these tournaments over the years, George. I mean, look at the Manitoba selects in the men's. They have always been good.
Yeah, they've had some great teams over the years. Grasshoppers. Yep, they got a good ball hockey program, Manitoba.
They're definitely going to have some jump, I think.
Right through the country, there are strong ball hockey programs. Last week at the BC&D, 8 provinces represented. Truly a national game. Only provinces that weren't there, PEI and Nova Scotia. Got to get them on board. Mackey stepping in, hit the post, rebound, hit Shepard, and then it's cleared out. Minute 10 to go in the power play. Mackey, Zazula.
Walk that down.
Zazula walks it in to the side, into the slot. That just failed to connect. Pass just a little bit off. They had what they wanted, just didn't execute quite right. It's cleared out by the host team. Charoux. Speed on this guy. He's got some pretty good wheels, the captain. Smith. London. And a Walchuk. No problem. 25 seconds to go in the power play. They'll get it in. Oakland will track it down off the boards. Mackey. Back to Cavan. 10 seconds to go in the man advantage. Hart along the boards. Backs it up a little bit. He'll go the other side. One-timer. Shepard kept it out. Big rebound there. Still loose. Shepard just stood up and let it hit him. The ball landed at his feet. Buzzer goes to end the period. Also, the power play ends at pretty much the same time.
BC have the right personnel for that 1-3-1 power play, don't they, George? They just go to the bumper and then they kick it out to some big shots on the flank.
All right, 2-minute break. We'll be back with period number 3. BC leading this one 4-0. 15 minutes left to go in this one. BC leading it 4-0 over the Newfoundland and Labrador host team. It is under 17 boys competition. Again, just a reminder, 5 divisions here at the Junior Nationals. 3 in the boys, the under 19, under 17, and under 15, and in the girls, the under 19 and under 16. I think it's 38 or 39 teams competing. Giveaway right in front of the goal. The goaltender, Kanawalchuk, kept it out. The host team showing a little jump to start the third period. It'll be a hand pass, I think, if he touches it. Are you allowed to continue? The BC player touched it first, or I just misread the situation. One or the other.
When Newfoundland and Labrador have had pressure on in this hockey game, Russell Monk has been at the center of it for most of the time. Every line he's been on so far in this game, he has chipped in offensively. Hasn't found the back of the net yet, but they've had some good pressure with different players like Barrett and Bolin.
One of their better opportunities came just then, right at the start of this period. Scramble draw, goes through the boards, and finally BC come up with it. Cavan mishandled it. Back to Zazula. Whoops, Zazula with a little miscue. Don't see that very often. Spurl got it to the front of the goal. It didn't get through to the goaltender. Spurl showing a bit of push as he shoves his man to the boards, comes up with the loose ball. Kept in, at least momentarily. Giroux, boy, he can go. Great pass, Brankovic. Giroux and Brankovic, dangerous when they're out there. Of course, that seems obvious. They wouldn't be dangerous while they were on the bench now, would they? So touch pass off the boards, right in by Barrett. Again, that stopped up back of the point. They'll fake the shot, move it in along the boards. Spurl. That went off a stick over the top of the goal. Cavan. Cullen on him. Cullen doing good work, comes up with it. Spurl had it go past his stick. Looks like he was in pretty good position. Didn't handle the pass. Brankovic stopped up. Much better start to this period for the host team, but now they give up the partial break. Chesney put it wide, looking far side. BC go to work. Go ahead.
Newfoundland have had a little bit more zone time in this period so far, George, and a little bit more down low and just creating a little bit more offense than he did in the first 2 periods.
Oh, absolutely.
Only 10 shots on goal.
Noticeably better here in the third. Offside, though, at the blue line.
To reiterate on your point earlier on with Giroux, he had the ball here on the boards. He got the boards to the middle in a heartbeat. Yeah. He can really run. And then the back check showing us why he's the captain of this team with a great back check in the same shift to stop a shot from going on net.
When it comes to doing 9 games in a day, you know what's difficult? Camera work. Easy to sit here, we're having fun. Robbie Little on the camera. It's a long, tough day for him.
He's been fantastic for us, George. It's a team work here. It's a team job, and everybody's doing their piece.
He's the son of Matthew Little, who does play-by-play for the Blizzard. from the Newfoundland under 18 AAA. I do it for the Impact. Matthew does it for that, and his son Robbie's doing the camera for us today. Everybody's chipping in.
There's Brody Harnham doing some good work down below the goal line of Team BC. Player that plays for Champions Academy in New Brunswick, a spark plug for them, and he plays a very similar style in ball hockey that he does in ice hockey.
Well, I guess you are who you are, right? Your character dictates how you play. I just made that up, but it sure sounded good.
As we would say, George is a smooth operator.
This is your last game today, right? Oh, offside Cooper. Got a little anxious at the blue line here on the right side and snuck in ahead of the play. I've got that song stuck in my head. This is all your fault.
Oh no, he's blaming me for smooth operator.
Yep.
It's a classic. All I can hear now is Casey Kasem saying it was a top 40 hit. Remember Casey Kasem, American top 40?
Oh, of course.
Who could forget? Kids will never appreciate top 40 on Saturdays.
Well, long distance dedications. Casey Kasem. America's top 40.
You both have great voices for it, for sure.
That'll play. So I'll throw in Dick Clark's American Bandstand while we're at it. 9:22 to go, 4-0. Oh yeah, did we mention there's a ball hockey game being played too?
We got a little bit on a tangent there. Casey Kasem, yeah, requesting dedication. So nice ball there by Spurl.
Shea trying to get to it. Gets beaten to the ball by Douglas. Shepard stops it up behind the goal. It'll be kept in. Douglas backing along the boards. Oakland dumps it in. Oakland and Day head to the bench. Douglas, solid defenseman for BC. He'll go to the bench.
Newfoundland, if they're going to make a push here, they've got to do it now, George. 8:16 left in this game.
Yeah, time is starting to run out.
Time is, yeah. You almost got to get one now and then start putting a push out. Maybe get your goalie out a little bit earlier, but this is the time. They've got to get one before the 5-minute mark for sure.
The problem is, you're saying, okay, down by 4, 8 minutes, but they really haven't generated a whole lot of offense throughout the game, so it's tough to believe that they can all of a sudden turn it on. I mean, hope lives eternal, but
especially against this line for BC. This is the Brankovic line, and every time they're on, you might as well just watch from, put the camera down here, because they have been very good in this hockey game.
I just corrected myself. It's hope springs eternal. Corrected myself in my own head and then out loud. This is what you get from me, folks. This is it. I've been following ball hockey for a few years. You know. halfway through the third period. There's a chance. Oh, just goes over the top of the goal and lands in the crease and cleared. That was an opportunity.
Great work here by Smith there, laying it out to Party. Newfoundland almost got on the board.
It's a giveaway. Smith settles it down. Monk. Nice play to chip it off the boards to himself by Greg. P.S. Isney. That goes wide. Again, BC come up with that ball along the boards. Shot was blocked. It went back to the boards. Out at center. No flooring. Touched by a BC player. To the side of the goal and thrown through the crease.
Nice try by Tate Cullen trying to take that to the net and create some offense here for Newfoundland and Labrador. Connor Walchuk looking for a penalty, but I don't think so.
Cooper, that goes well wide. On it first, McDonald. Barrett, he'll leave it. Gumby shoots it in. Cooper backhands it out and down the floor. McDonald has to hustle back. Tom is watching him. Levesque. Pass misses Cooper, goes down the floor, and this will be a flooring call against BC. We're down to 5:12 to go. BC comfortably in control of this one, up 4-0.
BC have played a good game on the road here today, George. Haven't given up a whole lot of offensive chances, a little bit more in the third period than the other two, but they've still played a really good road game here. Coach having a couple of words with the officials there. He hasn't been happy since the first period, George.
That's tipped. Played away by Connor Walchuk. On it first is Wright. Thrown back in by Cumby. Cooper's been out there a long time. Chips it out. And as I say that, he'll peel off and head to the bench. McDonald. Cumby.
Every second ticking off the clock right now for BC. They're not throwing the ball out blindly to the slot, or they're just keeping it low and making Newfoundland have to go the full length of the rink.
Keep that clock going.
As Chris Berman used to say, tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick. We've made a lot of references to pop culture here in this broadcast. We have Casey Kasem, Chris Berman. Who knows what we're going to get the rest of the week.
Get late in games when it's 4-0. You just never know.
Let's see if Newfoundland can maybe run a face-off play, get a win, and stretch somebody.
Instead, Cheroux gets to it, and he'll fire it wide. Cleared out. Cheroux. Brankovic. Catch there by Shepard. He'll hold it.
Giroux is a very well-rounded player. He wins face-offs, he wins a lot of battles, he back checks, he does a lot of good things.
Right. Back check, forecheck. Paycheck, right? I gave you a chance to complete that one.
Just like a fill-in-the-blank question in
Yeah,
grade 9
yeah.
science.
Beautiful setup for Brankovic. Shot right on goal. Shepard did a good save. Mackey intercepted by Fagan. Boland, a stick tied up by McGinnis. Giroux, change of speed, slow it up, then turn on the Jets. Scores, Brankovic. These two work so well together. What a smart move by Giroux, that change of speed.
I feel like we're a broken record right now here in this, Brankovic from Giroux. We've said that a few times in this broadcast, and it's a good combination because Giroux creates so much offense with his speed, and Brankovic is a great finisher, so he can just shoot it from a lot of different ways, and he can find the back of the net. He's two really good ball hockey players for sure.
Really nobody got back for the home side. Brankovic got it, and he could have boiled the kettle, had a cup of tea, and then shot it.
He'll walk over to Tim Hortons and grab himself a wrap, I think.
Yeah, it's close here. It's all there since the last time he was at CBS. With a bunch of places just outside the parking lot. They score again. Now it's over. Let's take a peek. Just at the tail end, knocked in at the side of the goal. A little bit late getting to that one.
That's a hard-nosed goal, as they say. Wrap a twist tie around that one. Bit of a garbage goal, but they all count the same way, George. It is 6-0 for Team BC.
Off the boards. That's cut off. Baldwin. Shoot it in and run hard into the corner. Kicks it free. Players still working hard, giving it their all. Levesque. Shepard got a piece of it, enough to redirect it over the top of the goal. Back at the point, Zazula, he'll shoot it. Hit somebody in front. I think it may have gone off Owen London, who was standing in front of the goaltender and up and out of play.
BC don't take many shifts off today, George.
No.
They play the same way from the opening bell until the closing bell. And they're going to be a tough team in this tournament, I think, just because of the way they play, and they've got that star power too. And they have a good mix of hard-working players and highly skilled guys, and some good defensemen there too, and Zazula and company.
Still a lot of teams in the U17 we haven't seen, but certainly you got to like the way this team plays. See how they fare as the championship moves along. That's caught. Shepard will hold it.
Yeah, we haven't seen Team BC play in their own zone a whole lot, so,
No.
so maybe when you're seeing a team that's just a little bit stronger, maybe they got to play in their own zone, and we see how good they are in there, but they haven't really had that opportunity tonight where they've been in Team Newfoundland and Labrador zone for most of this game.
Zazula. Shepard got to it, and then it was cleared to the boards. And Zazula will go back to get it as we're into the final minute of this third period. Kept in by McDonald. Levesque. 30 seconds to go, up through the middle to Kahn. Shepard will keep the play going. Now I think we'll play it out. Oakland, Cavan, 10 seconds to go. Kahn will just shoot it into the corner, and that'll do it. Time will run out, and it'll be a dominating performance by Team BC, 6-0 over the host team. So yeah, a team to keep an eye on over the next couple of days as we finish up the preliminaries tomorrow and get into all the semifinals, quarterfinals, all that nonsense on Friday, and then the medal games on Saturday.
I think that this BC team is a strong team, but I also think looking at the shot clock right now, you said earlier, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. 19 shots. I don't know. I think they might have had a couple of more than that, but this BC team has a nice mix there, and their coaching staff has them playing a certain way, and it's going to be work, and they're going to be a tough out in this event. I think so.
Our teams will line up on their respective blue lines. We'll get the player of the game presentations. You're going to ask me for prediction, aren't you? I just saw you glance over here.
Casey Kasem and Chris Berman getting the player of the game for this one.
I kind of like Brankovic for Team BC, and maybe the Captain Monk for Newfoundland and Labrador. But again, tough to tell because coaches tend to sometimes spread these around, not give them to the guy who got all the goals, but reward someone who they thought played really well.
I'm going to go with Zula. I think he got every ball to the net today.
There you go.
Hit the net from the point. And I'll probably go with something like Monk from Newfoundland. I thought he was around the ball a lot today.
For Newfoundland and Labrador, number 12, Sam Bugden. Referee said, did you forget the other team? Let's do it. The suspense builds. Adam Gregg, we weren't even close. All right, 6-0. We'll take a break. We've got Newfoundland and Labrador selects and the United Warriors from Manitoba. Coming up next, another U17 boys game. Take a break and be back in a few minutes. I'm sure you come back and join us. We've got a